Barkley Marathons video on Netflix was probably the first time I ever really saw an ultramarathon. There was a little bit of me that thought, I think I could give it a good go. So when I saw that the first edition of the UK version of the Barkley Marathon, with a kind of similar format and similar sense of adventure, was happening only 30 minutes away from where I live, well, I couldn't not enter that one, even though it was going to be a huge step up for me and what I had ever attempted. So everybody knows the Barkley Marathons and the challenges there, which are quite simply mind-boggling. The UK version of the Berkeley Marathons are really similar, but with a few big differences. I guess the same things are that it's 5 laps. Each one is roughly a marathon. Each one has to be self-sufficient, so you can't receive any help along the way. So I guess you kind of got an aid station every 43 or so kilometers, which became one of the challenges as the race carried on. And you have to fit them within a time limit. We're starting off going clockwise 2 laps, anti-clockwise 2 laps, and then for the 5th lap, the first person gets to choose and runners alternate. So in many ways, very similar. But there were a few really key differences. I mean, firstly, it's in Barkley, not in America, where the terrain was really treacherous, navigation was impossible, and the vert was huge. Here, the vert gain per lap was less than 1,000 meters, so completely different ball game. The terrain was fairly forgiving and quite nice. So the challenge was, rather than having 60 hours to complete it, we had 24, which does make 5 marathons very tough, but the general terrain was not so bad. I think navigation was a lot easier. We were provided the map the night before, to map on the route and 10 points, but then GPX watches and everything else was permitted, which did make life a lot easier. And the books were the hidden checkpoints, but they were in a safe, and we had to find the right key for that safe. So every runner got a set of 10 keys, but unlabeled. So you had to try and work out which one was for which box. And that was definitely something that slowed us down, but not too much. So whilst it's probably the most similar race to the Barkley Marathons I ever will get to do, it is a huge difference as well. One key aspect that I did do for this challenge was to try and have a 0 plastic waste. It's something I've been working towards on my last few ultras, and one of my key pledges when I joined the Green Runners. So I really wanted to try and nail that on this one. I'll give you a review at the end, but it was my closest to 0 plastic waste during a race that I have managed to date.
I'm still holding sweets.
Okay, have we got all the runners here?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone, anybody not here, put your hand up. Brilliant. Okay. Right. Firstly, thank you for turning up. Okay, amazing. Sorry about the weather. I did book rain because we all love rain on an ultra. Okay, first things first. Someone's birthday today.
Hey.
I arranged the thing by mistake. So, if you've got something for my lovely mother, take it to her now, please. And happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mary. Happy birthday to you. Do a 5-second countdown, shall we? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Oh, 9 AM race start. Let's see what happens and how many things I manage to forget and how many times I'm going to get lost. I see a box. There it is on the gate.
Oh, is that it? Yeah.
Checkpoint 1. Alright, here's checkpoint 1. We've got a safe. Someone's got to be quick on the draw of the keys. So now we've got the question, are we going to be a locker or are we going to be a team player? One.
Hey, there we go. Right,
what's the book?
Daniel Steele, Long Road Home. I'm page number 20. Page number 20. There we are.
Long Road Home.
Daniel Steele as well.
77.
He's not going to do a true story, is he?
Got it.
You got yours?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Third place. And not going to be lost. No mistake number 1. So that was the 5th checkpoint. We are 1.5 marathon in, halfway through the first lap on 20% hill going up. So far so good. We've got a group of 4 of us doing navigation together, which is very nice. Yeah, no drama so far. Finding the box has been easy. A little bit of a faff to find each key, but hardly a problem. So far, so good. Can't complain. But then, it's not going to get tasty till the 2nd or 3rd lap, is it? Ooh, changing direction, probably being by myself at night. That's going to mix things up. Here we are arriving at Nibley Tower for the first time. Actually just about not far from pace to finish this whole race, if we could carry this on for 24 hours. Yeah. So here we go, first time up to the top for a lockbox. See how that goes. So we actually went straight past checkpoint 10. We figured it was down at the road, but we mapped it wrong. So we had a little hill to go back up. But if that's our drama of the first loop, then we'll take that. Other than, of course, trying to find the key that works. Hey, we're in, last box. Box 88. Box 88. So lap 1 had been basically really easy. The biggest drama was missing the 10th checkpoint and running about 500 meters down the hill in the wrong direction before going back up. Took a little while to find the keys. I hadn't really found any of them. I've been letting the other runners in my group do it. So we were a group of 4 for the first half, running out, and then we ended up just as a 3 for the final part. But felt great running back in to the checkpoint. HQ, the last few 4 or 5k, we hammered down 5-minute Ks and ended up with a first lap of around 5 hours, which put us just behind schedule to get 5 done in the 24 hours with a projected 25 hours. But that wouldn't include any stops and obviously slowing down. My A goal was 3 laps. My B goal was 100k. And my C goal was just to make it my longest ever run, hitting 70k. So when we headed out for lap 2, I knew that my C goal was only 27 kilometers down the road. and felt ready to go for lap 2. We'd stopped for about 15-20 minutes to eat, for me, bean and rice wrap, stock up on food and water, add in some tailwind for the second lap. And then we headed straight out. After about 5.5 hours of racing, we were out on lap 2. And here's how that went.
You're going to be 161.
They do need a bit of wiggling.
Yeah, we've worked that out.
Yeah.
I'm going to try mine
Be a
again.
bit forceful. If you don't hang around at the thing, we can track where you are.
Ooh. So we just passed checkpoint 1 of lap 2. Oh, that first slog there was a slog. A nice headwind along the coast. Still very warm. It's just going to be tough actually this second lap. But we are fully coming up on 50k in already. So not surprising it's hard work. Yeah, not much more to say. I fueled fairly well. Stopped at the aid station for only about 20 minutes, I think. Which is quite good. So far so good. Onwards. Yeah, second lap is going to be hard. Whew. 60k in, checkpoint 3, lap 2. So long 6 miles from checkpoint 2 to here. I would say it's got hard, quick, this race. Definitely feeling it, but whew, can always get through. Always start feeling better. That's 70k in, which makes this officially my longest ever run so far. Celebratory pancake. Just put on the 6 PM compulsory fluoro. About to head up to checkpoint 6. Yeah. On the top of the monument, just up the hill. Then it's a flat
12 miles?
12 miles back to HQ. Oh. Let's not think about that. But sea goal achieved. So, successful day. So lap 2, I started feeling really strong. I could push the pace and pull the others along for the first 10k, trying to keep up a steady pace so that there was an option for the 4th lap, because I know that was what Francois was aiming for. So for lap 2, we fairly quickly ended up just me and Francois heading off in the lead, if you can call it a lead on a race like this. And then we stopped to sit down and eat at 70 kilometers, you can see in the video. And shortly after that, Charlie caught back up and we ended the lap again in the same 3 as we ended lap 2. The difference this time was that I massively struggled for probably the last 10k up and over the deer park, and had to run along there, and I was I was reaching a really low point there, just kind of making animal noises at myself to get myself running, because Charlie and Francois dropped me on our just 1 or 2K run across the top of the deer park. I just couldn't keep up, and everything felt awful. I decided at that point that that was me done. 2 laps would do, and I have a great night's sleep. But then there's a flat run in on the road to the checkpoint HQ, and I got a second win there. Ended up running in feeling really strong. And at that point I knew that what happened next would hang in the balance of what the other 2 would do. I know Charlie had been initially saying he was going to stop after 2, and then he was saying it felt better. Francois had been aiming for 4, and then had struggled, and they were saying he might go, might not, then he would go. And I've been relying on them for navigation. And so the thought of heading off for a 3rd lap on my own was really difficult. We got into the checkpoint and sat down. I just decided to just eat, drink, and start slowly getting myself ready for a 3rd lap, assuming I'd go and see what the others did. Pretty quickly, I spotted Charlie had sat down with a pint and was most definitely stopping there. Francois got himself changed into the top for the next lap, which made me think, okay, I'll change, put on a long sleeve top for the night lap. And then he decided he wasn't going to go out as well. But before he did that, he gave me one really useful piece of advice, which was just to get up and walk some laps of the HQ aid station. So I did that, and I think that was essential to get me back out again. The main drive for me to get out was the B goal. I was 83, 86 kilometers, I think 88 kilometers at this point. I needed 11 and a little bit kilometers to get that B goal of 100K. But the difficulty then is getting picked up and getting back, because then I would be a chunk of the way around a lap. But I decided that I can quite easily call a taxi or make my way back, depending how I felt. But I was going to get that B goal of 100K. I had done the lap twice and had the route now on my GPX watch, so I could just look at the map and follow it. We're going in the opposite direction, but it didn't really matter. So I made my way out, really not sure how I was feeling, having had that real low point at the end of last lap, not quite being confident around navigating and spending so long out by myself in the dark. Even though I've done that before in the jungles in Thailand, it felt a bit different here. But as you'll see in the video, I was so glad I got out. I really enjoyed that time being out there by myself. Here's how it went. Okay, oh, I can't actually film and run. It's far too dark. Whoa, that's a bush. Okay, so I didn't film anything with the changeover, but we finished lap 3, took our contact lenses. Charlie and Francois pulled, and I've headed out for a 3rd lap now. This is my view. Ooh. Pretty much nothing. Now I'm out myself for a marathon. So I hit my C goal, sorry. C goal was my longest ever distance, and I'm already at least 20K past that. But I'm only 10K off my B goal of 100K, and I didn't want to miss that. And now I'm out. I'm really glad. It's a proper adventure. I'm by myself, but it's so dark. Admittedly, I'm shining a light in my face right now. I can't see anything. But yeah, I'm 800 meters out so far, and I'm happy I came out. I'll get my 100K and then see how I feel. Be great to finish a fun run, but it's a long way out. I spent a good 40 minutes there, I think, maybe even more. Sat down, had a non-alcoholic beer, packet of crisps, burrito, bit of chocolate, and yeah, we'll see. I've got 2 bottles of Tailwind, a bunch of pancakes, some dates, chia balls, 2 Lucha bars, and a marathon to go. All right, Ali Ali. Okay, I'm off the road. Good start. Okay, Ali Ali. So on box number 8, I have failed to open box number 8. But I have managed to run 100 kilometers. Woo! Celebrating in a tunnel underneath the M5. Whew. Okay, so that is the B goal reached, but I'm feeling good, so I'm going to carry on for now. Oh, up the monument for the third and definitively final time. I am now 108 kilometers in, which is about, what is it, from 70 or just under 70, oh, nearly 40 kilometers further than I've ever been before. And I don't feel terrible. I'm eating, just had 2 pancakes, drinking tailwind and water, running the road sections, maybe walking the rest. I'm really enjoying being out by myself. Yeah, actually, I don't know, I thought I'd be hoping for company, but I'm actually really enjoying it. Right, I'm gonna have to be quick at the top. It's gonna be cold and I can't quite have the energy to get a coat out. I'm at the top. Let's do this. Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's cold. There's box number 6. So I'm at aid station 2. I've run 125 kilometers. Feeling good. It's been a really nice lap. I'm so glad I pushed myself to come out. The stars are amazing. I felt really good. I've been really enjoying this. Having a really good time. So glad I came out. But I'm ready for it to be done now. I think this last 8k-ish, something along those lines, are going to be tough. Woo. Oh man, this is the last checkpoint and I should have key 1 labelled and prepped. I mean, it'll work, to be fair. They've been temperamental. Hey! And the last book for me is The Long Road Home. Do you know what? I know the 4k stretch down the River Avon, it's a slog. But 4k, I'm gonna get my number, I'm gonna get home. Oh, see you back at HQ and the end of a fun run. Woo! I'm just running in the last few hundred meters of the Barkley Marathons fun run. And I'm just coming to terms with what I've achieved. I hit my sea goal, longest distance ever, hours ago. And then went out for my 3rd lap despite my running partners not going out on myself in the dark. Hit my B goal 100k. And then I just had a great lap. I've run every runnable bit. Basically, I'm going to be first person ever, well, the first person, it's the first year to finish a fun run. Obviously, the race wins. That goes without saying. But I'm dead chuffed and proud of myself. And I had a great time. It has done everything I wanted it to do. Oh, here it is. Back to Race HQ. Oh my days, I can't believe I've done this. 40 miles further than I've ever run before. It's just incredible. Here it is. Finish it is. 133.5k. Woo!
Great effort, Ben.
Woo!
Good job. 4:35.
And so I finished the fun run, becoming the first person to finish the fun run in the UK version of the Barkley. Still the course won, but I was so pleased and so proud of how well I ran that race, how I just coped physically and mentally, I guess, with the long distance. It was so much further than anything I'd ever done before, from 70 kilometers longest ever run to 133. It's a big jump and a big difference. I believe it gave me everything I wanted this race. I really enjoyed lap 1, running with people and having good chats. Lap 2 put me through that hard dark point where I wasn't sure if I could get there. And lap 3 just showed me that I can push through hard things when the going gets tough. I just kept going. I kept making sensible decisions. I ate and drank really well till the end. The only mistake I possibly made was I didn't put my jacket on until very near the end, and I got a bit cold, but it was well within control at that point. I had extra layers as well if it had gone worse. I was really pleased with how well I ran, how I handled nutrition, how I handled pacing, how I dealt with all the setbacks. It gives me a lot of confidence moving forward to whatever comes next. I ended up finishing in 19 hours, 30 minutes, I believe, which gave me 4.5 hours for a 4th lap, but 3 laps have been my A goal. I was never going to go out and try and get a 4th in. Our first lap had taken 5 hours and that had been fast, so I wouldn't have finished. And so I stopped and tried to sleep because it made sense, because I'd achieved my goals, not because I couldn't go on anymore. Should you do the Barkley Marathon race? Of course. It's such a famous race in America, and this is the closest that you're ever likely to get in the UK. And taking that mentality to get out on the 3rd lap, which you can achieve within 24 hours, the fun run is an achievable goal for all average runners. It comes down to mental strength there. So yeah, you could definitely go out and do that. I'd love to see somebody go out and run all 5. It's definitely achievable for the best runners. For me, my average running talent would get me to 4. 5 is a long way off still, but you know, never say never in the future. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe to the channel for whatever comes next. Here we're going to talk about big adventures on average talent, leaving a small footprint. Keep thinking about how we can race sustainably while still getting out there and experiencing the best adventures possible. Stay tuned, see you next time, and take care.